Stasha Erickson. It is December 2nd of 2016, so happy December to all of you. It's one of my favorite months. It's the month of my daughter's birthday, and just something about December and winter time always makes me feel very nostalgic. So happy winter to all of you. You'll see there's some sun in my face, sun all over the place. It's very early here in Norway, early morning, and as many of you know, we have a very interesting solar pattern in Norway. We have, in the north of Norway, we have what is called the land of the midnight sun, where it essentially stays sunny all day long until midnight, and there is about a 2 hour turnover of kind of grayness, but it never really turns fully black. And then the other 3 months, it is completely pitch black up in places like the north of Norway, and it's unlivable during those times. So we get a similar thing here. It's not as drastic. I'm in the south of Norway, but it's either really, really bright, intense sun all day long, and then around 2 o'clock, sometimes 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it begins to go completely pitch black. So that's why a lot of my videos are really dark in quality. If I don't do them really early in the morning like it is right now, then I don't get any sun. So I thought I'd show my face again today since I was doing more of a personal video. I wanted to say thank you again to everybody who signed up to be part of the Diary of an Asset drawing. It really means the world to me. Those of you who didn't win, you told me, well, I just went ahead and went out and bought the book anyway. Several people said they actually read it from cover to cover, from the beginning to the end, all in one sitting, because they couldn't put it down. So this is just really great feedback that I'm getting from all of you guys, and I want to say thank you so much for your honesty, and still trying to find a good place to sit so that you guys can see me reading today. The sun is so crazy. I've got my best friend Ragnar here with me. You guys can say hello to him. This is Ragnar. He's a really big boy. He's my Norwegian forest cat. And he's very big and strong. And he's also very tired. So he's just going to lay right down back next to Mama. You guys usually see my babies, or you guys see Rosie, who's kind of my other half, my black and white cat. But Ragnar doesn't get in so often. So that's Ragnar, named after Ragnar Lothbrok from the show Vikings. But Ragnar Lothbrok was actually a real person from history, if you did not know that. The more you know today. Okay, so I want to say thanks for everybody who has been included in the giveaways. I delivered all of the books from the first round to everybody already. And I've started 2 new pick a number giveaways. One in a new group that I've joined recently that's also made me an admin of the group. And that group is called Life Matrix. If you're interested in being part of a Mandela Effect group, just contact me if you're interested, if you're not already in the group. It's a closed group, and we're just trying to get people in there that really are Mandela affected, people who have the Mandela effect. We're trying to keep it free of like trolls or people who are still doubting the Mandela effect and want to get into arguments. It's a lot smaller group than some of the other groups on Facebook. This one has like 800 people in the group that I'm in. Again, it's called Life Matrix. You can search for it in groups on Facebook, but if anybody wants and add to the group, contact me. It's just a place that I've been added to within the past week or so that has really been a really great landing pad for people to be able to share their Mandela Effect stories. Speaking of the Mandela Effect book, I finally finished chapter 1, which is on the human anatomy changes. And so that is being proofread and edited as we speak. It ended up being about 50 pages just of anatomy stuff. The second chapter I'm working on right now are the astronomical changes, meaning that our star signs change, that the planet itself may have changed, the location where we are on the Sagittarius arm or the Orion spur. That's the next chapter I'm doing this week. So if you have any astronomy stories or residual proof for the Mandela Effect book, please send them in my way as soon as possible. Okay, so I still have more drawings going, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on with the next couple of numbers. If those of you are just joining me for the first time, my name is Stasha Erickson. I'm an author, and I authored a book that is a true life memoir of a girl named Sophia Snow who was a product of a government experiment known as MK Ultra. Through her spiritual awakening, this book kind of follows her spiritual awakening from the first time she has, something spiritual happen up until the end of her journey where she ends up literally physically going after all the clues that she starts discovering in her life, eventually ending in Antarctica. It's a pretty heavy story, and it is based on a true story. So what I've been doing is asking people to pick random numbers. Those random numbers allow them to win a copy of the book. And when I choose your random number, I also link it up with a page number in the book. So that I don't sit here and read the whole book and give the whole book away, I ask people to pick random numbers between 1 and 200. So last video I read pages 1, 13, and 33. And today I have a new winner. And this winner had chosen the number 42, and that person asked to keep their name private. So I won't say who it was, but I will send you your book. In fact, I already did, actually. And so we're going to skip right to the page number that they chose, and I'm just going to start reading. And you may find out that there's a lot more in this book than you could expect to have in common with someone. Okay, so page 42. Here we go. This man's soul resonated with mine in a parallel way, in a way that I could not explain. But I loved this man in the deepest way imaginable. However, I had to ponder on the fact that many Christian people I encountered throughout my life had honestly frightened me. Their lifestyles and attitude did not seem to reflect the personality of the Jesus Christ they claimed to follow so intently. Could there be something they were missing all along? Was it the church itself that made them miss the whole point? Or was it the pastors, the bishops, and the other church leaders brainwashing these folks? Now, one of the last pages I read beforehand on page 33 was that she was talking about getting really freaked out by reading science fiction or conspiracy theory related things that were happening to her. So she went to go grab her Holy Bible, and she wanted to see if she could seek answers no longer in science and in New Age practices, but back in the holy book of the Bible. But as she's reading it, she's finding a lot of things that she does not seem to align with Jesus' true message. So she says, was it the pastors, the bishops, and all the other church leaders that were brainwashing the Christian people all along? Christian people told me I would go to hell for various reasons when I met them along my travels. They told me that smoking cigarettes and having tattoos was enough to send me straight to hell. I mean, I thought that Jesus was supposed to be forgiving and caring. The Bible said he loved us all unconditionally. So why are they not reflecting his behaviors and beliefs? A man who ate with sinners and died with 2 thieves at his side while promising one paradise was not exactly who these Christians portray in their messages. Sounds like a different guy. They seem so hypocritical to me. The church was made a museum of happy people. The broken would not fit in there. There was no place for the broken. But isn't that what this holy man represented? Saving the broken? So that's page 42. So again, we've got a little, synchronicity between, do you find your answers by reading lots of documents about MK Ultra, or do you find your answers from the Bible? There's answers that come in many ways, shapes, and forms. So that just happens to be where Sophia landed that day. Okay, now the next page number was page number 72, and Mr. P, I will call you. I sent you your book already, so thank you for your contribution. And this is page 72, page 72, 42 and 72. Okay, so now we keep reading. Page 72. These are the people who sometimes choose to make our lives dangerous. who choose to lie and steal from people. They are not only stealing material things, but trust. That one hurts the most. They really know how to hit you where it hurts. But who were these agents of influence? How many positions in our society could these officials hold? Could these people be our politicians, preachers, and even our teachers? There is a lot more under the surface here that meets the eye. The term agent of influence is often used to describe both individuals and organizations engaged in control operations. Individuals engaged in this type of influence operation may serve in the fields of journalism, government, art, labor, academia, or a number of other professional fields. They cover every area in our lives, every area that can make a difference and make people feel safe. This would cause mass hysteria if the world knew about their true agenda. Cultural opinion makers, nationalists, and religious leaders have also been targeted to serve as individual agents of influence. Also front organizations can satisfy the interests of a foreign power in this capacity. And then it goes on and on. Now what she's talking about here, agents of influence are people that are created by the government, like the CIA or the FBI, and they take people, just regular human beings, but they put them in positions of power. And once they've placed them into their position of power, they control them from afar, and they essentially control their agenda and whatever it is that they, are meant to influence the world with. These are often people in the media, politicians, celebrities, anybody that gives a lot of influence to people. These are known of as a term called agents of influence. So if you Google that, you will understand that everyone from the Pope to Britney Spears is an agent of influence. Okay, now the third reading here is for my dear friend Christy. She's actually a cousin of my dad, so that makes you my second cousin. Christy, you chose number 113. I mailed you your book, and I hope that you are enjoying it. In fact, I think I got a message from you saying that you really enjoyed the book. So now I'm going to go ahead and read what your page number was. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, page 113. Where were the parents? Where were the mothers and fathers of these children? Were these children kidnapped off the streets, or were their parents undergoing the same types of tests themselves? What if these children were part of the foster care system? Would they choose children in situations like this so that nobody would quote unquote miss them? It is unbelievable that they had access to so many children in secret. What in the world are they doing to these children? I also saw photos of innocent young girls who had strange robotic antennae attached to the top of their heads, with a medieval-looking chin strap fastened to it. I am just sick to my stomach now. How could anyone do this to a human being, let alone a small child? My mind is completely blown. There was a lot more to Project MK Ultra happening at this time, though. I also discovered another program by the name of Operation Paperclip. This was a program that recruited former Nazi scientists. Some of these scientists were added to the project during the Nuremberg trials. Multiple side projects unfolded due to Operation Paperclip. There was Project Chatter, which was created in 1947, Project Bluebird, established in 1950, and Project Artichoke, founded in 1951. So 113, kind of a heavy part of the book. This is when you're getting kind of halfway through and Sophia starts realizing the experiment she's part of, or had been part of. She's broken away from it basically now. She's just like in her early 30s. And, but she's starting to Like there's just a lot that's coming back. You know, she's broken her programming, but now she's starting to realize the program that she was in was something called MK Ultra, and that MK Ultra was not a conspiracy. It was heavily documented, and even our own old president, President Bill Clinton, made a press release announcement back in the 80s or 90s about this. So they've admitted that the government, with the CIA and NASA, have been experimenting on human beings, most of them without them knowing, since the 40s. I'm sure it went on before that, but as technology has gotten more and more advanced, they got a lot further than I think they expected to. Okay, now I'm actually going to read, usually I was going to read just 3, but I'm going to go ahead and read the 4th one because it's a short page. This is number 129, and the winner of this book was Michelle Cantrell, my very old dear friend who I've known for a very long time. And Michelle Cantrell, you landed on, I swear, your lucky number. Chapter 7 is known as The Missing Piece, and that starts on July 23rd of 2011. And I'll read it because it's just a short page. Chapter 7, The Missing Piece. July 23rd, 2011. Dear Diary, I spent the rest of the evening watching the news online about the tragedy that happened in Oslo, Norway yesterday. This event had an immense influence on my mind. I scoured the internet for more information about the event and discovered several hypotheses as to why this man orchestrated this terrible tragedy. I also stumbled upon a spiritual website that I had never seen before. In this group, I found many people discussing the horrible tragedy in Oslo. This clipped my attention due to my native background. So many people were affected by it that they had started a healing assembly to pray for the souls of the children who had lost their life yesterday. Now, if you're unaware, on this day, July 22nd, the day before of 2011, a Norwegian terrorist by the name of Anders Breivik, he went to a youth camp and he killed a bunch of children and he set off a bomb at the municipal building in Oslo. It was literally horrible, horrible tragedy. So that's what Sophia had been really, really having a hard time with that day, and it really kind of was affecting her very, very, very deeply. And so you can see it really is like a research novel. As she's going, she's taking these notes. She took them like diary entries. The diary entries themselves, when I first had to sort through them, were really a mess. But it's quite organized now. And again, there are photos. There's one full-page photo for every chapter. I know I showed you guys a couple last time. Here's another one from chapter 1. This is a place called Pyramid Lake. It's a very mysterious place in California. That's in chapter 1. I'll see if I can show you guys a couple more pics here. But just so you know, these diary entries are real. This here is a place known as the Chapel Bell Tower of Station Island. Underneath this island is said to be an entrance to hell. Remember the other day I was reading to you guys about the different hell beliefs. And then we have Mary Magdalene washing the feet of Jesus. And it's funny, I've heard this is a new Mandela effect, that Mary Magdalene no longer washes Jesus' feet. Apparently now it's his head. But I wrote this book in 2011 when it was still the feet, and that is the original painting. So if that is changed due to the Mandela effect, that has nothing to do with me, but that is some proof. And yeah, the other picture I showed you guys was the Last Supper, some of the old Illuminati documents. You know, there really is one original thing, picture per chapter. This is the MK Ultra documents right here. And those are in chapter 6, I believe. But here's like the original proposal for MK Ultra. So I tried to include everything that she had in a folder about different notes that she'd taken. These are the brain implants that she talks about at one point. She has a chip in her brain. Everyone thinks she's crazy, and then she does the research and finds out that there are brain chips, intracranial brain chips, like little computers that can do all kinds of things to your human body. And I have the Hanebu Vrilcraft blueprints. These were done in the 40s by, unfortunately, the Nazis and their crew and their psychic crew known as the Vril Girls. A lot about the Vril in this book. Here we have Admiral Byrd's first Antarctic expedition. You can see his ship there going through the ice. That was taken in 1928. And the very last picture in the book is, you'll know about him if you get pretty far in. This was the first true explorer, North Pole explorer particularly. This guy is called Fridtjof Nansen, and he's old school. He's like the one who designed the pea coats, the really nice navy pea coats. You can see he's wearing like a fur one now. But Fridtjof Nansen, a very amazing explorer who had gone on both North and South Pole expeditions, and not many people have done that. So it all ties together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this next little read along. I have more giveaways going in my groups on Facebook. I kept saying I have a Diary of an Asset group on the last video, but that's not what I meant. I have a Diary of an Asset page, which means you can like the page and be the first people to see when my video content comes in. Please subscribe to the channel. I keep finding drones of subscriptions just disappearing. I'm having problems where it will say I have like 93 comments on a video, and I go to look and maybe there's only 3 that I can see. So I know YouTube heroes have been very busy on my channel. I told you guys, just leave me alone. They're blocking all my videos. So please try to keep sharing videos. Please make sure you're subscribed to me. And I have one final announcement. I have a last minute Amazon giveaway going on right now. This one is for my animal communication book. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. It might only last 24 to 48 hours. So go and enter ASAP. You will actually win a free copy of my Kindle ebook about animal communication. And it is important for every human being to read this book. It's a short read. It's just 88 pages. So it's definitely something that anybody could kind of swallow and understand that the animal kingdom and the human kingdom, we are one and the same. You can really just ask Ragnar. You want to tell them, Ragnar, how humans and animals are just the same? He's like, no, not when I'm asleep, Mom. But they are, and he won't go far. He's grouchy when I pick him up, but he's right here, always by my side at all times. He's a really good boy. So anyway, guys, that's the read-along for this week. More contests and more read-alongs coming soon. I've got many more numbers and many more books to deliver for free. So please keep coming back to the channel. And thank you all for your interest in my book giveaways. There will be more to come. Sending love from Norway. Ha det bra! Bye-bye.